Good evening, ma'am. My name is K. Pranavi. My roll number is 2341804888. I'm from ECB section, and my topic in communicative English is how to convert a past active to possessive voice. So, before going into the we'll see outline, introduction, voice of work, active and passive voice, how to convert active voice to passive voice, rules for active passive voice, active passive for all tenses, conclusion. So, in this presentation, we'll learn about the active and passive voice and how active voice is converted into passive voice. So, what is active and passive voice? Active voice. When an action performed by subject expressed by the verb, it is an active voice. Active voice used to use one more straightforward relation and clarity required between the subject and verb. So, let's say in a simple way, active voice structure is subject, verb, object. So, in passive voice, when the action expressed by the verb is received by the subject, it's a passive voice. Passive voice is used when the doer of the action is not known and the focus of the sentences is the action and not the object. Most likely, the structure of this passive sentence is a object, verb, subject. So, let's see the example for the active voice. Hen lays eggs. In passive voice, it's eggs are laid by hens. So, how to convert active to passive voice? You're wondering about how we do it, right? So, let's see. The conversion of active and passive voice examples. Hazel wrote a letter. So, in this, Hazel is a subject, wrote is a verb, letter is an object. So, let's see how it is written in the passive voice. A letter was written by Hazel. Letter is an object, was is an auxiliary verb, written is a past principle, Hazel by is subject. She cooks food. So what do you think is the passive voice of this sentence? The food is cooked by her. So let us see the rules for this active to voice, the passive voice conversion. So rule one, identify S plus O plus 0. That is subject plus verb plus object. The active sentence to convert the passive voice. So before converting any sentence, we have to check whether those sentences have this subject, verb, object. For example, he rides bicycle. Rule 2. Interchange the subject and object with each other. That is, subject of the active sentence becomes the subject of the passive sentence. As I told before, so the subject becomes the object place and object comes in the subject place. This is we read in the passive sentence. So in rule 3, passive voice, sometimes the subject is not used. That is, the subject in passive voice can be omitted if the sentence without gives little meaning. Like when you are describing a toys or things, or maybe it's other than like objects, then you can exclude it in subject. Like it, you cannot use it. Like if you are telling about the it lays eggs, so you like laid eggs. So that kind of difference. So rules for passive, let's see, there are so many rules. Rule 4. Change the base verb in the active sentence into the past participle, that is, third form verb in passive sentence, that is, preceded by, with, by, to, etc. Base verbs are used in passive voice sentences. So here we see the example, then you can understand what is the rule. So active voice is, she prepares dinner. Passive voice, the dinner is prepared by her. So like if the verb given in the subject is a singular, we should see whether the subverb is a singular and whether it is a past, present, or future. Then we'll get to know how to write it in the passive voice. Like now, prepares is a singular. So we use the word verb called is. So if it is she prepared dinner, then it changes to the dinner was prepared by her. So maybe here we can use it's your choice whether you want to write the sentence in present or past tense. That is, you can use the word the dinner was prepared by her, or you can still use the dinner is prepared by her. The importance is whether you are using a singular or plural according to the sentence. While conversation of active voice sentence to passive voice sentence, the pronoun used in the sentence also changes in the manner. So, if in the subject you are going to use the pronoun like I, we, it, she, he. So, these sentences, these words can be converted when it is changed into passive voice. We use for I, we use me, we use us, he, we use him, like she, we use her. Those kind of words will change in this passive voice. Rule 6. Use the suitable helping or auxiliary verbs. The rules for auxiliary verbs in passive are different for each tense. We'll see how they are different for the each tenses. So, in simple present tense, Ethan always plays guitar. It is an active sentence. So when we change it to the passive sentence, the guitar is always played by Ethan. Present continuous tense. Bob is drawing a diagram. It is an active sentence. And in passive, we say a diagram is being drawn by Bob. Present perfect tense. He created this masterpiece. This masterpiece is created by him. So, do you, are you seeing any difference between these three tenses, like in simple present, present continuous, and present perfect? See, the only thing you have to observe in everything is how we are going to use the auxiliary verb. Like for the always, it's a singular thing. So use it as a singular. So drawing is a present continuous tense. So when you use continuous tense, we should use being, and we should use the past participle and present perfect tense. In present perfect tense too, we have to use according to this. So what simple past tense? The teacher called the student. It is the active voice. The student was called by the teacher. It's a passive voice. Was, we use was in the past tense, and present tense we use is. So past continuous tense. Ramya was learning Spanish. Spanish was being learned by Ramya. Past perfect tense. I had finished her homework. Her work has been finished by me. Simple future tense. She will write a letter. A letter will be written by her. In the simple future, or either in both future cases, we will be using called the word be. In past or present, when the continuous tense is running on, we will use the word called being. Don't get confused. Future perfect tense. They will have won the match. The match will have been won by them. So by the end of this presentation, we learned about what is active voice, passive voice, and how we convert, and what are the rules we apply when converting those, and what are the rules we use when we are converting in terms of tenses. Thank you.